Hello, once more, welcome back to the cellar, welcome back to Leopard Street. Today is the last in a little series of new arrivals videos. So I'm going to be having a look at this. This is, show you the end of this one, a LNER 20-ton brake van in bauxite from Bachmann. So, let's get the desk and we'll have a look. Okay, so here we are at the desk. Yeah, this is part 529C. I picked this up from the model centre. Recommended retail price is $34.96, so it's not cheap. It's also quite hard to get into. Okay, try the other end. Unboxing videos. First, you must be competent enough to get into a box. I'm apparently not. I got this from the model centre for $27.49, alongside the J26 and a bunch of wagons. So, yeah, little ice cube pack as usual. Look, careful with this. Get rid of that. It's a box. Don't care about boxes. Rolls alright. Yeah, okay, I like that. Yep. On the bottom, a little bit of detailing, not too much. Plastic wheels, which is slightly, yeah, 35 quid RRP. Yeah, could have put metal wheels on it. Anyway, because I'm probably going to have to change those, because I want to put some lights in this at some point. Detail-wise, though, yeah, wire handrails, duckets on the side are glazed. Cab windows are sort of glazed. We've got separate lamp irons, whether they're the obligatory separate fitted or not, I don't know. Vacuum pipes. It's actually quite hard to hold. There's lots of handrails and bits on it. You can see down the chimney, ventilators on the roof, nicely done. I'm just going to get another one just to compare this to. Because I've actually got this one. Now this is also Bachmann. This is the less detailed version. So and this is obviously one I've painted and weathered. So first off, roof length is slightly different. Overall length is the same. So yeah, anyway. And obviously the rain strips are slightly different places. Looking at the sides, this one I've weathered this. I can't blame Bachmann for the weathering. Yeah, the side duckets are better. They appear to be separate parts because they're slightly loose, obviously fitted from the inside. Handrails are plastic by the feel of them. This, they're just moulded. So yeah, it's a nice detailed model. Let's see how heavy it is. Have a little look. The scales out and zero themselves. Will it sit on here at all? It will. 42.5. That's not bad actually. Obviously the ideal for these is about 50 grams an axle, so that's not quite up there, but it's not too bad. First impressions, I like the look of this. Its printing seems quite crisp, coupling hooks on the end, little NEM pocket tension things with the little dovetail bit and the NEM pocketed in there, which would be quite useful. Made in China apparently, as with everything else. Running boards, nice and fine. They don't go the full length right up to the ends, but yeah, I mean, I'm no expert on brake vans. So apparently, these things were supposedly a requirement until 1968. Well, I'm modelling in the 1930s, so that's not really a problem. You got them on the back of, I mean, they were needed on unfitted stock, because this is where the guy who's got the brakes, you'd have some sort of whistle communication from the driver and he could put the brakes on. You got the vacuum pipes on this particular one, so it could work with fitted brake stock as well. So it could put the brakes on the drain. Gave the guard somewhere to stand, kept him a bit out of the weather so he could have a little look. He's got the little duckets so he can look down the sides, or he can come out onto the verandas and stick his head out, depending on what the weather's doing and how fast he's going. Right, let's get this on the track and we'll have a little bit of a look, shall we? it's rather nice. Okay, so here we are down on the track. Yeah, she looks, I mean, it's really good. The printing's crisp. Nicely, doesn't go into all the recessed plank details on the side, so it looks, it gives it a bit more relief. I mean, I'm going to end up weathering this anyway, because it's a freight vehicle, so of course I'm going to end up weathering it. You've got crisp printing, of the sole bar printing's really nice as well. And if I just bring up the other one as well, as you can see, this doesn't have any of the printing. I mean, if it did, I'd have painted over it by this point. But you can see this old, I mean, this feels toy-like. This feels model-like, if that sort of thing makes any sense. The couplings, as you can see, work rather nicely. It's quite free rolling. We'll have a look in a minute and see just exactly how free rolling, but if I sort of just gently push up, yeah, just probably easy. I'll push up with this way, because this way it'll show if it's so it pushes a little, but then the couplings work, so they engage. Yeah, let's yeah, spare brake pan. Put that somewhere else. But she's a lovely little model. I say not cheap. Yeah, I mean, it was a little bit expensive. I mean, when I got this, I've got it to run behind a rake of Oxford Rail vans, which are like, 15 quid each. But you need one per train, so may as well make it a good one. I say it's got the little lamp brackets. It could quite happily have a guard stuck into one end of it. I don't think there's any interior detail. I'm not going to take the roof off at the moment to find out. I'm not sure if the roof does come off. It's probably clipped on. Yeah, bodywork's clipped onto the chassis. There's obviously a metal weight in there. The weight gives that away, apart from anything else. So, let's go and see how free rolling this is. I suspect this might be quite good. So, yeah, let's go have a look. So here we are, the hill test. Now, as usual, this hill is, so let's see if I make sure I've not broken anything on it. Nominally 1 in 50. In practice, the first part is less steep and this will accelerate. And what I'm looking for a good free roller is about where that Copydex bottle is. So let's sorry about the jerkiness there. Let's let go and have a follow. She's done better than some, because I didn't have to give her a little push to make it start. Ooh, yes, switch around that way. So, just zoom in a little. Yeah, it's gone quite a bit further than I was expecting there, probably about a foot further than much stock goes. Yeah, this is plastic wheels, I think plastic axles. They're certainly black. There doesn't appear to be any bearings, so it's just into plastic sides by the look of it, but very free rolling. So well done, Bachmann. Yeah, I'm quite impressed with that. That's the most free rolling piece of rolling stock I think I've got so far. So I'm going to go and gather that. I'm going to do a little bit of a coupling test, and we're going to run around and see how she looks. Okay, so here we are. Excuse the lack of backdrop. Yeah, I need to run a train. So what we're going to do is I'm going to bring in the K3 and the van rake at low speed, and we're going to see how well it goes. So she's coming in slowly. We'll be here very shortly. Any moment now. And what I'm looking for is, does she couple or does she push her along the track, basically? Oh, that coupled immediately. So yes, she's very free rolling. But the coupling hooks are ridiculously low friction. So let's just go forward a stretch just to check she has actually coupled. Taking slack. Yes. Right, well with that, I think it's time we started her running and had a little bit of a look. So, off we go in a sec. So here we go, K3 running. So what do we do on this? As we come up here, zoom in a little as she rumbles around. That's past the new area I was working on the other day. So yeah, she's coping all right. How does she handle downward slope when coupled up to stuff? That's a bit of a trick, especially around here with these vans, which do have a slight tendency to be unreliable. Although coping's fine so far. Oh, one's derailed. Never mind, I'll get to bring it around and we'll sort it out. Yes, and we have one of the Hornby vans has derailed. Back on. And off we go. I'm going to go a little bit slower this time and see if that helps with that. As she comes around here and we'll see. Yeah, I mean obviously not weathered. On the back of a weathered rake is, excuse the camera movement here, is always going to look slightly ropey, but you can see her at least. That's the main thing. Let's go around here and have a little look, because she's going quite nicely. I'm also going to set off and start it going again because I've just pressed the wrong button. I'm also starting another train rumbling round, so we're going to let my Q6 out for a little play. So we have two freight trains passing each other. See what that looks like. Scenic section's coming along quite nicely now, so yeah, brake van's coping well. I'm quite pleased with that. As the Q6 comes in behind, taking a little open rake behind, and she's got one of the other styles of Bachmann brake fan, which is the one without the larger verandas. So I've got 3 brake vans now, which I'm quite pleased with. We rumble around here this time without any problems. All seems to be behaving. If you note, the signals behind now lit up, they're showing green for the Q6. Yeah, overall I'm quite happy with that. Yeah, not the cheapest, but I think it looks the part. And there we go. Something stalled a little there, but never mind. Anyway, so what do we think? Ratings for this thing. The main rating is, as I usually say, is would I buy another one? They are quite expensive. I possibly might need one more brake van on this layout. 2 block freight trains, 2 to go up to the station as and when that's built. I've got 3 at the moment. So, yeah, I could actually see getting another one of these. I say it is quite expensive, but I think it really looks the part. Get a bit of weathering on that, that's going to look spot on. I'll roll around there, she's nice. One of the things I will be doing is probably changing the couplings and so on and so forth, but yeah, so there we are. That is the Bachmann LNER 20-ton brake van, the detailed version. Or just watching wagons as they group up around the bottom there. See, this is the problem, is they come down to the bottom and all the couplings go into push mode due to the weight. But, brake van's coping perfectly well with it, so she's quite happy even with the dodgy track. So yeah, there we are. I'd have another one of those. I don't see why I wouldn't. Zoom back out again. She rumbles round. But yeah, there we go. So I will leave you with pictures of trains going round, because it's quite nice to see every once in a while pictures of trains. Until then, until the next video, thank you very much for watching. As usual, likes, comments, shares, subscriptions, more than welcome. Anyone else got any of these Bachmann brake vans? This detailed version or the more basic one? What do you reckon to them? I quite like that. It does need to have metal wheels fitted there. That's the only thing I'd say to it. I prefer metal wheels, metal axles. But yeah, is what it is. Okay, enjoy the rest of your week. I will catch you in the next one. Thank you very much, and goodbye.